Hey everybody, what's up? This is Terrance again with the Sterling Effect, and we have a special guest today. We got Bryan Kelpe. We are at the Missouri Running Store, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and special guest is Bryan. And let me tell you something about Bryan before we get started here. If you ever need to go on like a little leisurely run, do not take this guy because there is no leisurely run with Bryan. It's always intense and it's always long. But anyway, today what we're going to go over is, the question is, what's the importance, or is there any importance, of wearing the proper shoes when training, running, jumping, or whatever? I've had a lot of clients that come in and say, hey, my shins are hurting or my knees are hurting, and it may not be a shin problem or a knee problem, it just might be shoes. So guys, I want you to listen. I want you just to talk about the importance of it, ins and outs. You take it away.
Yeah, so one of the things we will look at, footwear is that, foundation that you're going to be running on, jumping with. And so it's going to be a very important part of it. And so it's going to be key on preventing injuries and also making sure that you can hit those goals that you have for yourself. Now, when determining what type of shoe, there's a lot of different categories of shoes, a lot of shoes that are out there. So we want to look at several different things. That's something we're going to look at here at Missouri Running Company. And one assessment by itself is not going to give a full picture. So we want to look at everything. We want to look at your arches. Do you have high arches? Do you have low arches? Are your arches flexible? How much flexibility do you have? Because the flexibility of the shoe, whether it has a high heel toe ramp or a low heel toe ramp, can cause stress in different areas. So we want to make sure we look at the arches, we look at the flexibility. We also might get you on the treadmill and kind of see what's happening dynamically. Because if you stand and we get an image, we want to know what's happening whenever you're in motion. So we can videotape that and see where the acceleration, where the stresses are going, which then leads me to past history. You mentioned some injuries that are fairly common: shin splints, foot pain. Those things give us an indication of where you're putting stress, okay? And shoes, that helps guide us into how much support that you might need. And so those are some things that we want to look at. Like I said, arches, flexibility, your stride, and also past injury history. Sometimes those injuries, like shin splints. I'll just kind of break off into that one for just a little bit. Shin splints is a catch-all term. Is it inner shin, outer shin? Inner shin a lot of times can be needing more support. Outer shin can be a stride, or something that that we can work on outside of footwear to address. So we want to make sure we look at the overall picture and making sure that you get into the proper footwear to stay injury free and hit those goals that you have for 2016.
Awesome. So with all that being said, Bryan, in the store right now, would you suggest any kind of brand of shoe, support, the things that you were talking about? What would you
One thing, we don't push one brand of shoe because everybody's unique. So we want to look at the category shoe. How much cushioning do you need? How much support? And then each company has a selection in there, but they use different foot prototypes. So each person's going to be unique to which brand works best for them. As far as a brand, we carry a lot of great brands out there. I don't like to draw attention to one. So we want to make sure that we get into the proper one for each individual. And then other things, shin splints, things like that, compression. We have items for plantar fasciitis. We have inserts for shoes, as well as apparel to keep you warm and going as well.
Awesome. All right, so there you have it. Guys and gals, if you have any questions about running, any questions about what kind of shoe apparel, support apparel that you need, get on down here to the Missouri Running Store. What's the address, Bryan?
1720 Kingsway, Unit 103.
1720 Kingsway, Unit 103, Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Get your tails on down here. It's already January 5th. Get your butt into shape. It's time to start right now. So, Bryan, did you have anything else? That's all I
just want to thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Awesome. Okay, do not ask this guy for a leisurely run because it's not going to happen. We're signing off. Terrance Sterling with the Sterling Effect. We'll see you.